Boys and girls, it is that time of the month again. It is Q&A o'clock, this time featuring Amy. A couple of days ago, I went onto the channel community page and said we were going to be doing a Q&A, and this time Amy was going to be a part of it, so I suggested that your questions might want to be more Amy-centric than usual, and you responded. We've had loads of questions come in, so usual disclaimer for the start of one of these videos, we're obviously not going to be able to get through every question that's been asked, so I've prioritised the ones that I knew we've never been asked before, and also the ones that have had the most thumbs ups on the community page, because that means they're the ones that people are most interested in hearing answered. So if you want to be involved in future Q&As, there's a couple of steps you need to go through. Step number one, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on, because then when I post on the community page asking for questions, you'll get a notification and you'll know to post. And two, make sure your question is good so it gets thumbs up, because then it's more likely to be included. Or original, good or original, ideally both. If you've got a good and original question, you're pretty much guaranteed to be in next month's Q&A. Aren't they?
So loud. Just sat here.
Well, you need to project as well. The camera is quite far away.
Okay.
We're on quite a wide lens, zoomed in, so in order for the mic to pick you up, you are going to need to boom and project your voice.
I can do that.
But I've collected together the questions on my phone, so I just need to find them. I will be question master. There are a couple of these that are still directed at me, I think, but the majority of them are Amy questions. So, question number one.
Okay.
Is that loud enough? How is Amy finding school after all the lockdowns and being in and out of online learning?
So obviously when I was doing the online learning, it was a struggle. I think it's just because when I'm at home, I feel a lot less pressure to actually do the work, so I was struggling to get it done in that sense.
So you're telling me I should put more pressure on you?
I don't need any pressure on you, thanks.
Okay.
And now that I'm back at school, I'm noticing that I have a lot of gaps in my learning, like everybody does. So there are a few things that I'm struggling with, but I think I'm doing better than I expected.
When she says gaps in her learning, it's stuff like when she counts to 20, she misses out 14, don't you?
That's exactly it. You got it right.
Yeah, she doesn't know about that number. That was one of the lessons she missed when they taught you 14.
It was. Exactly.
Much sadness. But you're not doing any online learning now, are you? You've been fully back at school since September?
No online learning.
Is it? Has there been any time?
I started the year off at school.
Yeah.
And now obviously the only online learning is when they're setting our homework. So.
Excellent. How many siblings do you have in total, including on your mum's side, and who would you be closest to? Also, how do you communicate best with Andy? So 2 questions. They've snuck in 2. That's a twofer.
Hang on, I need to... Okay. I have 5 siblings altogether. Okay.
That includes both sides, doesn't it?
Yes, that's both sides. And I think... was one of them who am I closest to? I think I'm very close with Lucy.
Which would make sense because she's your only full sibling. Everyone else is a half, aren't they? Half or no, step, not
they're
half.
all steps.
Yeah,
and then one of my step siblings is only 9 months younger than me, and I'm very close to her as well. We share a room at my mum's house. I'm close with all of them, but they're like a different level of closeness. And then what was the last question?
How do you communicate best with Andy?
How do I communicate best? I honestly don't...
Talking to him is
Yeah,
how to communicate with Andy, really.
That's communicate normally, how I would with anybody else. It's not really
exactly.
different.
We've tried fancy techniques and stuff over the years. Me and Anna have been on sign language courses. We've tried all the various apps to help with communication and stuff, but ultimately the most successful communication is to get his attention and then just talk to him. You need to keep him focused on what you're saying, so you have to let him know you're going to be talking. You can't just start talking because he won't be listening by default. But
I think you just kind of talk at him and you'll get random responses.
Yeah, but if you actually get his attention and make sure he's listening, keep it brief so he doesn't lose interest.
But
that's how you do it.
There he is.
Walking past telling us he's just finished his dinner.
Yeah.
Does Amy miss spending a lot of time with Andy since you live further away now? I don't think you spend any less time with him than before, because the distance between the 2 houses hasn't affected how often you're here.
I used to go one night every week.
Yeah.
And now I just go 3 days every 2 weeks. So if anything, I'm seeing you guys more.
Yeah, because before it was Tuesday nights, so certainly during school time we would have that what, 4 or 5 hours
Yeah,
each
and then I'd
week
have the occasional
between.
weekend.
Yeah, whereas now we pick you up on a Friday afternoon. So Friday afternoon till bedtime is what we used to get in total, but then we get the whole of Saturday, most of Sunday as well.
Yeah, leaving like mid-afternoon.
So yeah,
Sunday.
if anything, we have more time now. And plus in the holidays and stuff, or in theory in the holidays she comes more, but in the summer holidays it was just a disaster because you were constantly scheduling everything all the time. Busy 15-year-old social life.
I actually had friends this summer. It was weird. I had people going, "Do you want to hang out?" And I was like, "Oh my god." Yeah.
So
yes.
I think you would have seen from the videos we made over the summer trying to find a block of that was where the distance was awkward
because
trying to find a block of 2 or 3 days was difficult, whereas if we'd have still lived around the corner
I would have gone like for one night in a row and
exactly. So that was the only time it's really been difficult. Other than that,
but it was
fine.
solved. It was
and ultimately we are only an hour away. It's not like we've moved to the other side of the country. There are parts of the world where they'd be like, well, an hour. I live an hour away from my best friend and we go to the same school. If you're in certain parts of America, you know, it's not that unusual to be an hour away, and it's a pretty easy drive back and forth, especially now I'm mastering driving in a way that doesn't hurt my knee.
Yeah, and we just turn the drives into like sing-alongs and just randomly
She
talking.
sings while I sit there being composed and an adult.
Such a lie.
A composed, mature adult. I don't like to sing.
The lies that you are telling right now.
A question for me!
Oh, you guys.
Well, in fact, you could probably answer part of this as well.
Okay.
Are you looking forward to conventions coming up, and will you be vlogging them? Yes and yes. From where I sit as I record this, it is Sunday afternoon, so Friday. So what's that, 5 days away? Friday morning, me and Anna are heading down to London for EGX. We're going to be there for 3 days. It's our first 2 nights away without Andy since before. Oh no, it's not. We had time away for the wedding, didn't we? It's the first convention for 2 years, and we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be really, really cool. So we've got that this week. 2 weeks after that, we're then back in London for London Comic Con, and then 3 weeks after that, me and Amy are going to be at Birmingham Comic Con doing
looking forward to that.
That'll be your first one since Birmingham 2 years ago. Doing our traditional Birmingham Comic Con plus a bit of Christmas shopping in the Bullring and the Birmingham Christmas Market, all the stuff. I hope that's on. I haven't checked that the market is on.
And the
I assume
shop.
it will be. The purple shop in the Bullring, to get Anna's Christmas present, which is always what is it called? Makeup stuff.
Eyeshadow palette.
What's the brand? I can't remember the name of the brand.
Urban Decay.
Urban Decay. And Urban Decay.
What the purple shop is.
Yeah, but they don't. The old school amongst them will know what the purple shop is, but anyone who's joined the channel in the last 2 years has never experienced the purple shop because it's something we only tend to do when we're in London or Birmingham or Manchester. Even though there's one at Rushden Lakes, there's one just down the road. Yeah, but we
should not have told me that, Dad.
we don't ever go there unless we're going somewhere fancy.
Let's just hope she doesn't buy the palette after we've bought it.
She won't. She knows the drill. And then after that, I think it's like a week after that one, I'm probably going to Wales Comic Con as well in Telford, mainly because there's going to be a load of AEW wrestlers there. So Kenny Omega, Sting, Bret Hart, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Britt Baker are all going to be there doing signings. So I think I'm going to go along to that with a big sack full of wrestling figures and get them to sign my wrestling figures for me. But that one's kind of time and cost depending, because to get all of the autograph things and buy extra figures, because I keep my figures loosey goosey, keep them unboxed, so I'll have to buy doubles of the figures so I've got them boxed so they can be signed. So that's like another 6 figures at £20 a pop. Plus the signatures vary from £20 to £50 a go, I think. So for me to go and get all of them done plus buy a ticket to the event, it's probably going to be like £600 or £700 just before Christmas and just as Football Manager's being released. So it's less likely I do that one, but it is there at the back of my mind that this is an opportunity, especially because I've already got an extra Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus figure because I accidentally ordered doubles of those ones when that set came out. So I've already got those figures ready to be signed. But yes, I'm excited, and yes, they will be vlogged. I don't know for sure that there'll be daily vlogs while we're there. It might be consolidated videos of the whole event. We might do daily videos but release them after we get back. I'd quite like to go to an event and for the first time since pre-vlogging, go to an event and not have to go back to the hotel, stay up until 2 AM editing and then try and find Wi-Fi the next day. Because we have spent, back when we were committed to daily vlogging, we've spent entire mornings at conventions trying to find Wi-Fi rather than just enjoying the convention, and it seems a little bit counterproductive when we could just come home and upload them like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday rather than Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it doesn't really make a difference, does it? Does it?
I have totally been listening. I've just noticed that you can see my attempt at maths in the whiteboard next to you.
Excellent. What's Amy's favourite subject at school?
Health and social care, for sure.
Easy peasy. Amy, how are you feeling about year 11? I've just started year 11 and my school are being quite pressuring over the fact we'll be the first people to do proper GCSEs since 2019.
Yes, there has been a lot of pressure and reminders. Every lesson started with you're doing your GCSEs soon, you know, you got to get this done and this done. And obviously I have some PPs in like 2 weeks.
Pre-public exams for the old people watching who don't know this new fancy terminology. They used to be called mocks back in our day.
Yes, of course. Well, you're old, so... and because of the PPEs, I'm now doing lots of after-school sessions for different subjects, so there is a lot of pressure put on. But I think for a lot of my subjects, I'm doing okay. I'm doing surprisingly good in maths, Dad.
Good.
I'm honestly shocked, but I'm not doing great.
You should have a natural ability for maths, because I'm a mathematician.
No, my natural ability has always been English and like essay writing. I just can't do maths. It's just not my thing.
She misses out the number 14, as mentioned
before.
If we can get her to remember 14 exists, she'll be golden. Yeah, exactly. If anyone is struggling, advert time, if anyone is struggling with the pressure of exams or trying to get themselves organised for exams and stuff, you're talking to the guy who wrote the book on it. The link is down in the description below. The Lazy Students Revision Guide. At various points over the last 6 or 7 years, it has been the #1 best-selling book in the Amazon study skills, education categories. So if I do say so myself, it is a good book. And
you ordered that for me a few weeks ago, and it's actually downstairs.
Yeah, I've got a copy for you to take away, and it's good. You should buy it. The link is down in the description below. I wrote it years ago, and I haven't sold many the last couple of years. I'd quite like to start selling them again, but for some reason, selfish little teenagers haven't been buying my book when they haven't needed it to study for exams. But now you're back. You don't have to be selfish anymore. Advert.
Yeah, it was a great advert.
How did you react? Oh, is this a question for me? I thought this was a question for you. How did you react when Amy revealed she was bisexual?
It's both of us.
Also, has she received any backlash from it? I know it's not easy to come out.
So I didn't actually really come out to you.
No.
It just kind of happened. I think we were sat in the lounge about to watch a film one Saturday night, and I was like, you know I'm bi, right? And you just go, just come up, yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. That's nice to know.
Yeah, parents usually know, I think.
Yeah.
Often, obviously, it's a big deal to do, but I think, like, obviously, unless you've got scummy parents who are horrible about it, but most normal, nice people will be, the reaction is kind of like, yeah, I know.
I've been very lucky. I've not really had any backlash about any of it. I've been very open about it for quite a few years now, and I've been very lucky to have very supportive family and friends about it.
See, I'm great.
Sometimes.
Always!
You took a terrible selfie of me and posted it twice!
Oh yeah, I've got another one here now.
No!
She said...
No, if you put that on the video...
She said, we haven't got enough pictures together, so I just solved the problem and started just, every now and again, randomly taking pictures of us together.
You started taking a picture earlier, again.
Ah!
No!
There you go, see? That one's great.
I was... No! I hate you, oh my god.
You brought it up, it's your fault.
I take back everything I said about him being nice. But I was like mid-mouthful of food again earlier, and he took one and posted it on Twitter.
That's because, I mean, again, if you are a teenager or you have a teenage kid, you know that by and large, the only time they come out of their room and surface for anything is when they're hungry. So the only opportunity to take pictures of me and Amy together is when she's eating, because if she's not eating, she's in here.
You did it again in yesterday's video. I took a huge bite of burger. Not yesterday, Friday. And you just started filming, and I was like, oh my god.
Don't talk to me about that burger. I'm still bitter about the fact that there was no meat in my burger. But yeah, getting back to the question, I guess. yeah, no backlash.
No, I've been very
It's been on
lucky.
your Instagram profile for a while, and you've not
I've
had
been
any.
sharing lots of information about it on my story too. So if you see that, read the information. It's important. It is.
What she said. Where did we get to? Is Amy's favourite food still mac and cheese, which was from an old Q&A?
Oh, I haven't had mac and cheese in ages.
So probably not then.
I honestly don't know what my favourite food is. I don't know. This is a question I haven't thought about in a very long time. You know what I do really like at the moment? Bounty chocolate bars. I know, I knew you were going to do that.
You weirdo.
They're just really nice. But I'll never eat anything with like mushrooms or sweet potatoes.
I'd rather have a mushroom chocolate bar than a Bounty.
That's disgusting.
I don't do coconut. Just tastes like eating sun cream.
See, my mum used to get me like the boxes of the cut up coconut, like you know when you get like the fruit pots.
Yeah, your mum's always been weird about coconut.
It's nice.
Yeah.
All right then.
What subject do you want to do next year in sixth form / collage?
Oh, I actually just had a careers meeting at school, so I've kind of been looking into what I want to do. So I think I'm looking into going to sixth form, and I've decided on 2 of the A levels I want to do. So I want to do psychology and sociology, and the third one I'm still not quite sure about yet. So I'm gonna
Probably
look
need
into
another
that.
ology if you're going to collect ologies.
Oh, but I don't want to do biology. That's the only one there is. So
There must be
I think
more
we could
ologies
do
than
biology,
that.
but-
Let us know in the comments below what other ologies are there that Amy could do.
oh, you know what I was looking into government and politics.
Is that an A level now? Things change very quickly. I've only been out of teaching 4 years. I don't remember.
But I only want to do that
Politics.
just because I kind of want to learn about it. Like I don't think I'd ever really want to do a job where
Are you going to be the Prime Minister?
I can be. Do you want me to be the Prime Minister? I can do it.
Will
I'll
I
do it.
can I be let off paying tax?
I can try. I'm not
Just
sure.
then I vote for you.
I'm not sure how successful it'll be. I think you might be a bit biased. I don't think they'd accept your vote.
Why? You
you're
can vote.
like that.
Politicians can vote for themselves on election day. You always, it's one of the first things you see on election day news coverage is them putting their voting slip in the thing, and then I assume they're voting for themselves.
I mean, why would you vote for anybody else?
Yeah,
if you're trying to
exactly.
win?
So yeah, I could vote for you.
Okay then. Well then.
You could all vote for Amy too. Amy for Prime Minister. That is one of the things you have to wait until you're 21 for. I think you can't be an MP until you're 21.
Oh really?
Yeah, we were having a debate before about whether she was a child or not. Obviously, she's a child. She's
I'm
15.
not a child. I'm nearly 16, Dad.
15 is a child. And 20 is a child, if you're talking in terms of being a politician.
You like pointing today.
It's because we're so far away. I'm making the point. Look how far away from the camera we are.
I
We're
know.
so far away. It's ridiculous.
We're
I hope it's
width
picking
of
up
a
the
bed.
audio okay. It's
Oh,
probably
it's
really echoey and horrible.
My room's great, thank you very much. It's not an echoey and horrible room.
This wall is just a flat.
You
This
know
is the
what I
worst
wanna
thing
put
for
right
echo.
here? I want to put a big mirror on the wall. Do you want to buy me a mirror?
Nope.
Ah, well, there you go. Can't solve that issue.
That was the last question.
Oh, was it?
It was.
That was really quick.
That was nearly 20 minutes.
Oh,
That's
well,
a
then I
solid
have no
video
concept
length.
of time.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll leave it there. If your question didn't get answered this time, make sure, like I said before, you subscribe with notifications on so you know when to ask the next ones again. We're trying to do these once a month. This is the 3rd month in a row we've done a Q&A now, so we're actually sort of keeping up with it. And keep an eye out later in the week or early next week for the first of quite a large batch of convention coverage that's going to be coming through over the course of the next few months, because I know if you've not been around on the channel and a couple of years ago, you might not realise it's one of the big backbones of the content that we do here, but it really, really is. The convention stuff is always a big deal, and it's just awesome. So those of you who subscribed years ago for the convention stuff and have had to put up with family life for the last 2 years, don't worry, what you subscribed for is coming back, and it will probably be the next video on the channel. Will be me and Anna travelling down to London, getting a bubble tea, and
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
yeah,
you can
just
bring me one
having
back.
a jolly good time. I don't think they travel very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bearing in mind I won't see you for a week after I buy it.
Pop it in the fridge, it'll be fine.
Toodle pip, folks. I can't slam the screen. Give me a pillow.
Wait, no,
Yes, I
it's
do.
not.